To another portfolio update. Sorry, it's been a while. I have been on holiday, so I haven't managed to get a portfolio update out for you guys. But we'll try and get back to 3 videos a week. Anyway, guys, I guess straight into the video. So basically, over the last month, the S&P 500 hasn't done too well, down 10.66%. So you'd expect my portfolio to be down similar, if not more, because Tesla has a beta of 2.3. But there has been some other external factors to do with Tesla going down, like the Mark Raver video where he just basically uses an old version of Tesla Autopilot rather than the new FSD and tested it against some LiDAR technology, as well as, people like terrorists vandalizing Tesla dealerships because they don't agree with Musk politically, and just many more reasons that are external factors that aren't like due to what the company's doing internally. Obviously, you do have some suggestions that Tesla demand is massively falling, but we'll have to wait and see to see how much of that like decrease in sales is due to the Model Y changeover, and obviously they have had a little bit of issues with manufacturing the new Model Y, so that has led to a decrease in output. Obviously, when they sort all of those problems out, they might bring back to production, where production was before. And obviously, this is not great for the stock because, according to JP Morgan, it's looking like the stock is going to have their worst quarter delivery numbers in 3 years, which isn't great. But obviously, when stuff like this happens and there's loads of bad news, generally the stock or the company generally reacts worse to the bad news than it deserves. So obviously, it's not financial advice, but I have been buying the dip on Tesla. So if we go into Tesla right now, it's $229 a share. And as you guys can see, I'm down 6.6k, down 8.99% now. Obviously, before my last video, I was about break even. Now that leaves my current Tesla position down to, £67,000. As you guys can see, since the last update, I have bought 0.1 shares of my leftover cash just because I wanted to feel like I was buying a dip on this account. Because obviously I can't put any new money in because I've maxed out my ISA. So it's just leftover money in there. When the new tax year hits at the beginning of April, I will continue to, hopefully it stays at these prices so I can continue to buy the dip, and lower my average price back down to in the high two, because it was like 238, and then obviously I continued buying it, and then got to 240, and then and then it's at 250. But yeah, if I can bring that back down, that'll be even better. So what does this mean for my portfolio? If we go to my portfolio, yes, in 18th of December, my portfolio in this account was £141,000. Since then, it has more than halved to £67,000. That's crazy. It's more than the half since the all-time high of the portfolio. I'm still sitting at, over the last year, a rate of return of 16.2%. Plus, the balance has grown £8,295. A lot of that would be due to putting money into the account. So if we go out to the max, yeah, it's not as great. To have a rate of return of minus 27.8%. A lot of that is due to the reduction in the past month. If we look at Tesla over the last month, down 35.79%. So yeah, that has affected the rate of return on my portfolio. And as you guys can see, net deposits, I've put in just under £80,000, and obviously value of £67,000 leaves my total return of about £11,500. So yeah, my portfolio is probably like many of your guys, is not doing well over the past month due to the S&P 500 has generally been down. And if you guys own any Tesla like me, then yeah, your portfolio is going to be negatively affected due to this. But obviously not financial advice, but during times like this, in my opinion, this is the best time to just be buying the stock. If nothing fundamentally has changed, and the stock goes down 35%, then it's just an easy buy the dip opportunity. Obviously, with Tesla, that's not the case. There has been some fundamental, changes to the stock, but I don't think they are big enough to warrant this much of a decline. So I think this is a good time. I'll continue to add to this. If you guys will see, on Friday, my general investment account, you can actually see, because I can continue money into there. I did say I was going to wait till the new tax year to save off a bit of cash, but just because like $229 a share is such a good price to be buying, in my opinion, that I'm just going to continue just to add to that. So yeah, I've gone over 100 shares in that account. I was going to wait and then get to 100 shares in that account, 400 shares in this account, but obviously it doesn't really matter like the distribution between the two accounts. Obviously, I'd like to have more shares in the ISA due to the tax purposes, but these prices just look so good for me to buy now. It's like not really on the top of my priority to get the balance between the two accounts correct. Obviously, when Tesla has a little bit of a recovery, then obviously I can use my tax-free capital gains allowance to and have some ISA allowance to just transfer some over. But that's a problem for the future. So if you guys look, my ISA allowance is currently maxed out for the year. I have £10 22 pence in cash, and my investments are currently sitting with 382.1 shares of Tesla. So that basically means it's some asset allocation, 100% Tesla, and I have a current value of £67,000. Yes, it is a massive drop. If you include my other general investment account, I am well below six figures now. But this is investing, and I knew what I was getting into with Tesla stock. I'm not really that worried. I still see long term as this being a great company to invest in. Obviously, not financial advice. Do your own research when investing in Tesla, and make sure you can handle the ups and downs of this if you invest in a company like Tesla, just because it is very volatile, as you guys have seen. I was at £141,000, and now it's more than halved to £67,000. So yeah, just some quick warnings. Just thought to give you guys an update of how my portfolio is doing. It isn't great. There's been a lot of volatility surrounding news with people vandalizing Teslas, terrorists lighting Tesla dealerships, throwing Molotov cocktails in there, a lot of FUD, and that's generally overdone by the media because Elon is too close to Trump, and people that don't like Trump are now really anti-Elon. But then obviously you've got the other side of the coin where people who like Trump are going to like Elon even more. So yeah, there is two edges to the sword. A lot of people say this is bad for Tesla. It's like, what side of the political aisle do you land on? So we did see that Trump is even though Trump isn't as popular in Europe, he is very popular in the US. They won the popular vote. They won all 7 swing states. So Trump does have popularity, as much as the media doesn't like portray. He is very popular in the US. I can't say the same for in the UK, especially. He is very unpopular. Even people that are on the right that I know in the UK really don't like Trump, and that just isn't the case in the US. So maybe that might lead to a decrease in sales in Europe. Obviously, we have seen that Tesla sales in Europe are down like 70-something% in some areas, and so some of that would be due to the Model Y changeover. But again, there is definitely a lot more Trump hatred in Europe than there is in America. So that some of that sales actually might be because people don't like Trump, and that goes over to Elon. But if you look at those decrease in sales and decrease in revenue, does it warrant, if you look into the free month, does it warrant to be down 52.28%? I don't think it warrants that. If it was down at 10%, you could maybe make the case, but down 52%. Yeah, in my opinion, this is a massive buy the dip opportunity. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe. I'll get back onto being more consistent for you guys in the future. Sorry, I was on holiday. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.